Hi, it's me again with laser tips and tricks. This really is not going to have too much to do about Corel, but I've been lasering on glass and rotary attachment for my laser for 18 years. And they first taught me to do it by the page size of your glass. Well, I just reread her email and she has a epilogue legend, which I think predates me. So it might not have a red dot pointer and it might not have center capability. So if I'm wrong on both those facts, this video is not going to really help you. But if I'm right, it will. So we have a bed that's, let's say your bed is, uh, I don't even know what a legend would be. Uh, my old Helix was uh, 24 by 18. So that's my Helix bed. You're going to put your rotary attachment is going this way, so the glass is spinning this way. If you have, and I apologize for the one I'm trying to help, and she had two questions. One of them is trying to make this work on a tapered glass. And there are ways to change it up a little bit, but I've never done it with text because I think it'll look okay. So, two things I've learned: you have fills and outlines, and that's fine, but I would make them all like 70 or 80%. I've lost my 80%. I would make see, that's a fill, so I'd have to, you don't really want to use 100% black on glass. So if you want to change that, you do want to use RGB. Let me put it back because I think, see how it made it different looking. And just one other thing, that's too small of a line. If this is going to engrave, that is going to just go away. And I'm not critiquing, I'm just trying to help a little bit. So if we made it 2 points, or even just filled it in, and I understand what they're trying to do, but if you made it 1.5 points, I think it's still going to get the idea across, and all this isn't going to be engraved. And of course, I always want to look at it with a yellow box. And see, there's why I do it. That's a white background. And it is an RGB white, but it doesn't need to be there. It could possibly etch the glass a little bit. So you always want to check see there's white inside the little bubbles, I guess. There we go. So I would make sure there's no white. Then after I would do that, if this is the size you want, I would control G to group it together, rotate it. Well, before we rotate it, measure your glass. If I have no way to scale this glass, but you don't want to go around the edge too much that you can't see. So I would, if you have like a bendable ruler or a paper ruler, and kind of go around the curve, and let's say this is 2.5 inches. You don't want to go past the curve, then the person can't read it using the glass. So then I'd go here and go, well, I'm 2.5, so I'm good. And then turn it at 90%. Doesn't matter where you put it on the page. I put mine in the center. And then you've got, I should have brought in a rotary attachment. Let's say this is your rotary attachment, and here's your motor and your wheels. Well, I'm too big, but this is your glass setting down, and this is your drive wheels. And if your glass is in here, let's say this is the top of the glass, and this is the bottom of the glass. That's actually the wheels, but let's say that's the top and the bottom. If you have a red, well, you don't really have to have a red dot pointer to do this. You could focus on the glass, and if you could set your home away from the top left corner. And I'm speaking, a legend was maybe a legend, but it was predated my Helix, and I had a red dot pointer on my Helix. So if you have a red dot pointer, or anybody with a newer laser that has a red dot pointer, you put that right there. And I'm sorry to say, I really don't have a laser hooked up to this computer. I have one kind of simulated, but inside here, I can't really do it. There's on your setup, you can set the home, and then if the glass is big enough, the logo is going to fit in there. You don't have to worry about what page it was. And then you're going to, what's what I was trying to get to when you get the print driver, you're going to print it center. So if this is the center, let's click on the logo. The center of this logo, I can't even see it. It's got to be right in here. It's exactly in one of those dots, so we could move it around a little bit. Well, anyway, if your logo, if you print it center, it's going to start, your glass is going to turn and it's going to start writing right over here. It's a lot easier than trying to figure out where to put it on the page so far down from the glass to do this. Because that normal with your rotary device, the home would be right here. I haven't done that in 18 years, and it's so much easier to do it center, because you know it's going to be so far from the bottom and so far from the top. I hope that made a little bit of sense. And thank you for watching.